Every once in a while, you'll find a game in a seemingly almost dead genre that breathes new fresh air to it and shows how differently you can handle it. Games like Telltale's Walking Dead series, the Dark Souls, Demon Souls games, and so on. No Kuni is another textbook example of it. In a time where JRPGs seem to be the same old grid-based games like Disgaea, or by-the-book action games like Tales of Grace's F, No Kuni takes that old Final Fantasy active time battle system and turns it on its head while giving you an incredible story that may appeal to both kids and older JRPG fans. There really is nothing interesting about the development of the game. The game was developed by Level 5, the animation was handled by Studio Ghibli, and was published by Namco Bandai last year. Who is Level 5 in Studio Ghibli, you may ask? Level 5 developed a few cult classics such as Rogue Galaxy, Dark Knight 2, they handled Dragon Quest 8 and 9, along with the Professor Layton games for the 3DS. Studio Ghibli, on the other hand, has worked on some really, somewhat iconic movies in Japan, such as Spirited Away, Ponyo, Princess Mononoke, and the list goes on and on. Definitely check out these movies if you are a fan of the animation style. Both of these companies are still working on other projects. Level 5 is in the midst of developing games for PlayStation Vita and Wii U, while Studio Ghibli is on hiatus to reassess the company with Hayao Miyazaki's retirement. I haven't really heard much after Hayao Miyazaki said he was going to retire, so I'm not sure what the current state of the company is, but if they are working on a new project, props to them. The plot itself has a basic enough setup, but it's written so well that even that it's predictable, you will probably fall in love with it, and maybe even shed a tear because of how it handles itself. With all that said, you play as Oliver, a boy around age 10, after almost drowning because of a mishap when his friend's car miraculously has a big time malfunction. He's saved by his mother, who oddly dies due to heart problems. He soon finds out that he has magical powers and told by a familiar, cute little fairy looking thing known as Drippy that there could be a way to save her. The only problem is that he has to go to another world to save her from an evil man known as Shadar. Now he journeys through this world where Shadar has taken different elements from different people's hearts who stand against them, or stood against them. The graphics look incredible. It truly embraces the look of a Studio Ghibli film. Yes, some people may overdose on how cute the game is, but I think it's because of the art direction than, how the monsters are designed. It's almost aiming to be more of what's inside of a child's heart, so it plays better with the plotline. It's rich, colorful, and will still look great 10 years from now. The world is huge, with lots of places to explore, people to meet, and things to do. Monsters have tons of variety, from cute penguins and ducks to big menacing robots to goofy-looking stacks of bananas with arms. Don't ask me about, the monster design on it. It's just got, enough variety to change up from, the whole feeling that it's a by-the-books kind of JRPG. There is pretty well nothing I have that's a serious problem with graphics, other than, I feel that some people will overdose on how cute the game is. Like I said, it's more of the art design than it is, what the monsters themselves look like. The audio is also superb. The music is great. Every track has an epic journey kind of sound to it. This helps make the game be more about the journey itself than it is about the beginning or the end. The voice acting is also fairly well done. Yes, there are some cheesy lines and obnoxious voices, but it only adds to how good the storyline is. To top it all off, the main character Oliver doesn't have an annoying voice. He sounds like an average, ordinary, 10-year-old child, and he seems to be nothing but a big bundle of energy. But he does react seemingly, more realistic to the way, like you or me would be if we were in the same kind of situation. The gameplay is fun, addicting, and feels like a breath of fresh air. The game is a mix between a turn-based RPG like the Hyper Dimension games or Final Fantasy IV, and action RPG like the Tales of Xillia or Tales of vs. F games. And what I mean by that, it has real-time movement elements like those games where, it's not based on stats, whether you get hit or not, although it is to some extent with the addition of the accuracy and evasion stats. It's about where you place yourself, and if the attack is out of range of your opponent's move, then they won't land that hit. And that's more mainly to do the basic attacks. But for more complex stuff, 99% of the time, it will land a hit. That sort of thing. You also gotta cast spells at the right time to win, like in a Final Fantasy or Ragnarok story. Where if you cast, the weak a spell that is like strong against your opponent, at the right time, it may cancel out, their cast, and which will allow you to, just lay in more hits and stuff like that. Or if you block at the right time, you'll get like a special glyph where it will allow you to unleash just this ultimate big damage dealing attack. So it definitely adds a breath of fresh air, and it can feel more technical at times than most RPGs in general on the PlayStation 3.
Let's go!
It's all about positioning and having the right guys and using them effectively. The game also has a lot of content. Around 100 plus side quest mini games, along with a lengthy main quest, tops this game out at around 80 hours, and I'm about 52 hours in. I still haven't finished it. I'm right near the end. Haven't completed all the side quests and all that, but still. My only real problem is that there are some brutal difficulty spikes at times. Sometimes you'll be flying through a good chunk of the game, then just hit a brick wall of a boss or a dungeon, which usually means you gotta change up how you go up against certain enemies and how you approach certain dungeons and certain bosses. This is very minor, and it doesn't really break the game at all. Another problem is that the last 10% of the game really feels like padding. I'm not going to spoil the game because it involves plot, but you really could have cut out the last 10% of this game, and it really wouldn't affect the game at all. I think it was a scramble of an always menacing enemy that's part of the game. I'm not gonna, again, I'm just gonna lay out to you as plain as day, not gonna name names on any of the bad guys were. Which you go in, which when you hear all this build up for them, and right at when you think it's gonna end, it gives you a bait and switch. Like you think, oh, I'm gonna see it roll credits, maybe they'll take this other bad guy element and put it to a sequel. Wrong answer, buddy. You got another 5-10 hours worth of game. Now, these two elements more or less keep it from hitting my top 10 RPGs of all time. Then again, it leaves it from the ranking of 15 to 25 in my book. Like, it is still an absolute classic, a must-have on PlayStation 3, and worthy of any, fan of games like Final Fantasy, Vagrant Story, Tales of Graces, Tales of Xillia, and the list goes on and on. Overall, No Kuni is an absolute classic. It's not for everyone, but if you go into it with an open mind and heart, you'll find a very tactical, smartly written and fun JRPG. I've seen it released for around $20 to $30 as a greatest hits game. It's definitely worth the price, and you know, when I bought this for $50, I definitely got more than my money's worth out of this game. Well, 50 to 60 depending on where you live in Canada. Anyway, bottom line, definitely one of the greatest role-playing games I've ever played in my life. I give it a 9 out of 10. This is a must-have for any fan, role-playing games in general, of JRPGs, or of fans of the Studio Ghibli art style.